Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from OSCON 2017 in Austin, Texas. I'm here with Craig Cmehil. Craig, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So you're Director of Developer Relations at SAP.
Yep.
Large company.
Yep.
And large open source projects, I would imagine. How do you see enterprises adopting and using open source, and including your own?
It's been an interesting journey over the last decade or so. When I first started in the enterprise space, open source was, don't touch, hands off, stay away from, it's too dangerous, can't do anything with it. And then over the years, what I've seen, and I've seen in a lot of companies, not just SAP, but SAP in particular has actually been at the core level of several foundations, Apache, Linux, Eclipse, and everything, actually encouraging employees not only to contribute to open source, but to also embrace open source. So you'll find a lot of open source inside of our own company. We've taken it to a level where we have a whole legal process in place. It's just, and I've seen this in a lot of other enterprise companies as well. It just seems like open source is no longer that evil thing in the corner that nobody does anything with. People have come to realize it's structured, it's supported. There's entire communities and foundations backing these things. And it's made a new way in the enterprise space where we have a lot more opportunities to get involved. We have a lot more opportunities for our employees to share and to explore different technologies and really come up with some new innovative stuff. So I would say over the last 10 years, open source has it's become more of a part of what we do as opposed to this thing over on the side. So it's an exciting time.
And are there some best practices that you've seen that you, as you guys use open source internally, that you then impart on your ecosystem and your partners?
We not only do we as employees have a place and process that where we can actually get involved and use open source. We have a way to contribute back. We have a way to actually put projects out ourselves. And what we found is we've actually worked together with several of our partner and customer companies to do joint projects together and contribute back into the open source community. And one of the things that's been really exciting for us is all of the collaborations that's come about. And when I think about some of the companies, I won't drop any names, but as I've looked back on some of these companies, I think, man, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they're legal. I mean, this was like ironclad, don't touch. And now we're seeing open collaboration, we're seeing open contribution back. Our own Open UI5 project that we've put out is a spin-off of our SAP UI5, which is the basis of all of our web-based applications that we now have at SAP and everything going forward. And Open UI5 is an open-sourced element of this. There's a couple libraries that are not included, and that's the only difference between the two. Otherwise, they're virtually the same.
So what are some of the use cases for that?
Everything. It's a scalable environment designed for enterprise relational transactions and databases. So basically our purchase order systems, our supply systems, we ourselves inside of SAP, if I want to do any vacation requests, any HR functions, any expense reporting functions, we see interfaces using our own Open UI5, it's just a JavaScript framework built on top of jQuery, but it's really optimized for data binding with OData models and just really enables us to really scale out these applications.
So where do you host your open source projects, or like Open UI5, is that on GitHub? Or
yeah.
Where do you
we actually we not only have internal GitHub repositories available to all the employees for use, so we use it extensively ourselves. Yeah. We have integration with GitHub inside of our own tools, so our web IDE environment and our development environments have integration right into GitHub. And of course, we have our public GitHub repository, SAP out there, where you can find things. And we've actually built an entire tutorial system, an education system for our customers and partners. It's actually built using GitHub. So we use Markdown language for our tutorials, and we have a special process that actually takes these Markdown files and automatically creates HTML pages embedded into our own website. So GitHub is basically just it's an integrated layer now for us.
Do you see a difference with people using GitHub and using open source, writing better code because they're pulling in, they're pushing, and they're more responsible for that checking in and checking out?
It's funny. A couple of people that I was just having a conversation with the other week, They're working on an internal repository, and they're ready to go with it. And we said, okay, well, it'll only take us a couple of minutes to pop open the public repository. Oh, no. And what's the matter? You said it was ready. We want to clean up the code first. We want to make sure when it goes out, people see clean, solid, good code.
No dirty laundry.
So we've actually noticed that some of the developers, and it's increasing day by day, but we've noticed that they're taking a little bit more pride in what they're delivering outside. Developers have always typically just, let's get it to work. We'll put our comments in there. We'll comment out if it doesn't work.
Maybe we'll put our comments in there.
We'll put our comments in there. In the ABAP space, there's comments everywhere in the systems. But as you look at it, you realize that they're wanting to put a little bit more effort into making sure that they're following the standards that we talk about. So a lot of companies talk about doing standards and doing it the standard way and adhering to standards. But what we notice is with GitHub and open source, they're really putting a lot more pride and effort into making sure they're following those standards, which is exciting because it just makes for more efficient programming. So we're seeing a lot of great progress made.
So you guys are also one of the large Cloud Foundry participants. Can you explain how that works and the relationship there?
We're on the board for Cloud Foundry, the Bosch Cloud Foundry stuff, the past certifications. And a lot of it is stemming from the fact that our own SAP Cloud platform is based on Cloud Foundry technology. Our SAP HANA Extended Services Advanced Programming area, so when you do native development on SAP HANA, the Extended Services, XSA is what we usually refer to it as. You'll very rarely hear somebody say Extended Services. But basically all of this is Cloud Foundry based. Node.js development, Cloud Foundry based. So if you're a Node.js developer out there and you come into the SAP space for the first time, you hit our SAP Cloud Platform, you hit our SAP HANA environment, you'll be right at home. It's all the standards down to the YAML file.
Excellent.
Which I'm not a big fan of.
Excellent. So, Craig, if you looked forward 12 months and we sit down in Portland, Oregon, or that's actually going to be like 14 months because it's in July, if we sat down and had the same conversation, what would you like to say changes for your open source group at SAP, and what would you like to see changing in the market?
From an SAP perspective, and a lot of this stuff, you'll actually hear about it shortly following OSCON here in Austin. We have our own event in Orlando, and a lot of announcements will be coming out. Some of those I'll give a sneak peek. We're working very closely with TensorFlow, not just TensorFlow itself, but actually embedded TensorFlow in our applications for the machine learning, deep learning area. So we've got a lot of exciting things coming in the machine learning and deep learning area that we really feel strongly that's going to help our customers. That we see that it's going to help improve processes, business, and it's an exciting time. I've taken a look at some of the TensorFlow stuff myself. It's just unbelievably powerful. And I've looked at some of the embedded stuff we have already that we haven't actually launched publicly yet, but it's coming, and it's really exciting. We've got data scientists packed away in different offices around the world for SAP who are working on models, definitions, algorithms, everything to embed it into our software. Excellent. So I would say 12 years from now, our customers are going to have just a powerhouse of libraries and material available to them to just really just change how they do business. And with how we're opening this stuff up, SAP HANA Express, that you can download an in-memory database and run it on your laptop and have all this functionality right there at your fingertips, I'm hoping that I see a lot more integration with the open source community and a lot more people who are maybe non-traditional SAP ERP developers that actually try out the software. We've seen some great stuff already. University programs, Notre Dame, Grand Valley State University, they've actually done projects already. They're working on stuff. So it's exciting.
Excellent. Craig, we look forward to that journey. Thank you.